Good day guys, Craft here. I'm going to be your host in this video. It's actually been a while I've made any video, and this video is not even the usual type where I'll be teaching you guys structures of liquidity, right? As we all know, price action has been messy lately, like it has been really crazy. Even I had to stay out and keep my money safe because it's best to wait for the markets to print a structure that you're already used to, that you're familiar with, than keep trading stuff, random patterns. And lately there have been a lot of random patterns on the charts, right? Even this week I've not really taken, I have not taken any trade at all, right? And I'm not even planning to take any till the end of this month. But most likely, if price gives me something reasonable next week, I will consider taking a trade. But for now, I'm not seeing anything reasonable. Okay, let's get down to it, right? Let's get down to it. Now I want you to recognize one pattern that has been recurrent on the charts. I'm going to show it to you now. Right, yeah. First, let me show you this one. Look, from this point, try, we had this push to the downside. Watch out. We had this okay, sorry, hold on. Let me do that again. So we had this push to the upside, right? And then a break to the downside. Then we had this new high. For those that remember the video on market structure, right? Higher high and higher lows, right? It is still on the YouTube channel. Go and watch it if you do not understand what I'm drawing out here. So this is another higher high and then a low high and then this low, then this high and then this low. Now look at this pattern well, like just save it in your head. Now I want to show you another pattern, right? This is a bearish, that one I drew was a bearish market structure. This is a bearish market structure, right? Now we talked about the three types of market structure we have. We have the bullish is something that would look like this, right? And then the bearish is this one, right? Now I talked about another pattern. I said this pattern is the one you should avoid. You should avoid trading this pattern. But if you are good to an extent, I mean, if you have some particular knowledge on how to trade it, it is one of the best setup to trade, right? And that is the ranging pattern. That is where we have something like this. We are not breaking structure to the upside or to the downside. Full breakdown of this is on the playlist. It's in that playlist. I think I'll find a way to tag it in this video when I post it. So this is the ranging pattern right here, and let's look at the chart. Let's see how many. This is the monthly time frame, by the way. So look at this now. Look at this. Before we broke structure to the downside, what happened? Price ranged at this point. This is a ranging market before we later broke it to the downside too. Now this is the one, right? Another time it happened again is let's see, I think we can't see much here because this is the monthly time frame, but I mean you are going to get the point, right? So I talked about it that weekend is not exactly a break of structure, by the way. So we are going to count it from here now. We are going to count it from here. We're going to count it from here. Yeah, before we finally broke it to the downside, right? So what is that thing you've observed in this thing I drew now, right? We have, it shows that the ranging pattern is also a fundamental part of the chart. It's a fundamental structure of the chart. That means it will always show, even though you like it or not, even though it is a period where chart is always messy or not, right? I'm going to kill this chicken, I swear. I'm going to kill them before the end of this week. Even though these patterns, the ranging pattern, right, they are usually making the chart look messy, they are still a fundamental part. That means it will always occur on the chart, right? And guess what? That is exactly what we are facing currently. You see, after we had this break of structure to the downside, after we had this particular break to the downside, price has been doing well. It has been giving us a good market structure, a bullish market structure, right? Where we had this break to the upside, this break to the upside. And then when we got here, what happened? We started ranging. I'll show you this on the weekly time frame now to see how it looks. Let's see how this looks like on the weekly time frame. Now you see we had break of structures, right? We had multiple break of structure, but after we got to this point, what did price do? Price started consolidating. It started ranging in the same spots, right? Started ranging. There has not been any break of structure. This is why the price or the market is looking quite messy lately. That is why you see a buy structure and then all of a sudden your buy is failing, it has started selling, or you see a sell structure, all of a sudden your buy has started happening. So it's kind of crazy lately. It's been crazy lately. So if you have been eating consistent losses, or if you've been taking consistent loss on the charts, right, just take it easy, take it slow, because the market itself is not trending at the moment. It is ranging. A ranging market, if you're trying to trade a ranging market and you're actually winning, I'm going to give you kudos. I'm going to take the hat off for you, because like it takes a lot of skill to trade something like this. Anyways, now that we are ranging, what we know, that is what is happening, right? So how do we plan to react to something like this? So if you look at the previous diagram I drew here, I want to show you a previous pattern too, so you would know what to expect, right? After we did this particular consolidation, this is another consolidation, by the way. Let me trade this first one. After we did this one, we swept it to the low side. What happened next? We broke structure to the upside. Now that is how we got rid of this particular range. This range we have here, that is how we got rid of this range, by sweeping a low and then taking out the high, right? And then for this one, this particular one that I was marking previously, we had this, right, before we swept this high and then we broke this low. So what have you observed in this thing I just drew out here? It's simple. If you are ranging like this, if you have a range like this period is called accumulation period, where price is accumulating liquidity. Now what is common about this is that there is liquidity at this bottom and there is liquidity at this top too, right here. There is liquidity at the top right there. So what will price most likely do? In most situation or in most scenario, right, if we are previously in a bearish structure, that means if we are previously selling like this and then we ranged like this and all of that, right, there's a belief that, not even a belief, it is expected that price will most likely do what? Continue in its previous direction, meaning it will come back to this point, sweep the liquidity at this point, because don't forget there is liquidity accumulated at this point already, right? Liquidity has been accumulated at this point, and before price continues going down, it must sweep out the liquidity at this point before it continues itself. Don't forget, if you are doing the higher highs and higher lows, right, price is coming back to liquidity inside this point, right? The push to this upside means money was pumped in here, so price will come back to this point, right, and then continue buying, right? Something like this, to come back to pick out liquidity from here and continue buying. So same thing happens here also. Now above this point, there usually is a point of interest. This particular setup, in fact, that was the same. This is the same setup I used to take my first payout this year. This same setup, right? Same setup I used to take out my first payout this year. There is usually a POI above it. If we were previously in a sell structure, right, there's usually a POI here. The price will come and sweep this one and then tap into the POI. Same way to come here. Don't forget, did I talk about liquidity? Okay, I haven't talked about that one yet. Inducement, right? So there usually is a liquidity called inducement. The price will sweep before tapping into your POI or your order block, supply zone or demand zone, right? Price will tap into it before it continue buying. So that is the same thing that happens here. Price will sweep the liquidity from this point, tap into the POI, and then continue selling. So basically that is what I am hoping the market is going to give me in this scenario. But this is a weekly time frame, this is a monthly time frame, so it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of patience, but trust me, it is going to be worth it when price starts actually moving. So let's come to the weekly time frame. What do we have on the weekly time frame? Again, we've talked about the highs and the lows, and this is the period of consolidation. This is our period of consolidation right here. We are consolidating, right? And don't forget, we were previously what? Bearish on GBPUSD. We've been bearish, right? This is our movement. Breakout structure, another breakout structure, another breakout structure, breakout structure, came back here, break this structure, came back here, broke this structure. So where does it get invalidated that we are no longer bearish, that you are now bullish? Until we break an external high, don't forget. So this swing to the downside, where is the origin? This is the origin. So until we break this origin, until we close above this origin right here, price is still bearish. Price is still bearish. Yes, I'm correct. Until we break this high, price is still bearish. So as long as this level has not been invalidated, right, this is a proposal that price might come to any of this level and continue selling, right? But we haven't gotten to the origin yet. It could have sold off from here, it could have sold off from here, it could have sold off from here, it can still sell off from here. But all these ones has been okay, all this one has been what? They have been invalidated. All these levels have been invalidated. This level has been invalidated, this one has been invalidated, this one has been invalidated. So the last one we are hoping for is this one right here. Let me zoom it in, zoom it out so you can see it. Is this zoom it out or zoom it in? Okay, I think I'm zooming out like this. Alright, so pinch it in, sorry. Alright, so in this scenario now, where is our POI? We have this fair value gap, this weekly fair value gap, right? Coupled with this other block right here. So I'm going to be marking this level out. Now you can see the pattern is already starting to. What's wrong with all these chickens now? You can see the patterns is already forming. You can see the pattern is already forming. Now where is the pattern forming? We have the ranging period, which is this. This is our range. That is our range right there. Right, so what did I say? If we were previously in a bearish structure, price will most likely sweep the high, tap into a POI and continue selling, right? So that is exactly what I'm hoping for in this market too. So what I'll be hoping for is price to come and sweep this level, tap into this POI, give me a real market structure shift somewhere around here, right? Then I will consider selling to this point. This is the first draw liquidity that price will most likely take out once you take this level out first. This is the first draw liquidity, right? And then after that, if we now close above the below this level, let's say we get a break of structure here. If we get a break of structure at this level, get a break of structure, then we can continue selling till we take this one out next. Then which will be next? This one also. I think this one first, then this one, then this one right here, so we can continue being bearish. But until then market is still ranging until we break out. Now if we now break out of this level, if we break out of this level first, trust me, I'm still going to be buying back to this POI. I am still going to. Why? Because if we break out from here now, let me give you the logic. If we break out like this, say we get this break of structure to the downside here, don't forget there is still liquidity sitting above here. There is still liquidity sitting above here. So price will do what? Price will most likely look for a POI somewhere around here. Price will most likely look for a POI somewhere around here and then buy back to this level again. And then don't forget, this is still the invalidation level for the sales, right? So price can still come here, decide to respect it, and then continue selling. So the only case where I will not be taking the sell from here is if price come to this point and then invalidate it, break it to the upside like this. That is the only scenario where I will not be taking the sell, right? So even if we come back here and we break below this, price will still most likely, in most scenario, come up here, and I'm going to look for the buys also. Obviously, I'm obviously going to look for the buys right here. So basically, that is what I'm going to be expecting for GBPUSD. For now, I'm not looking to put my money into it because even the daily, what are we seeing on the daily? It's all quite non-identical to me. It's all quite identical. Look at this now. We had a break of structure to the downside, right? POI, let's say POI is around here. Let's say POI is around here. Right? Price is reacting to this already. So if we close below this level now, you can decide that okay, yes, price has engulfed the last bullish candle, and then you can start selling down to this level. Okay, that's a good setup because we also have inducements. Yeah, this is quite a good setup, but I did not even bother taking it because it has not even given me a confirmation yet. We have a breakout structure, second breakout structure, right? And then this is the sweep, meaning this is our origin right here. That's our origin right here. So basically that is just it. I'll be talking about just GBPUSD here. So you can use this same research to make to do your analysis on video USD.